stage, anything can happen, Itsu.
That's right, and we're starting things off with a strategy which is kind of like decreasing in the usage overall in the last couple of weeks since the nerfs. But now we have this strategy starting things off anyways. We have the dragons, we have the dragon riders, and a couple of inferno dragons to just make sure those storages... Wait a second, that inferno dragon had not really that much fun against the black mine right there. But yeah, the inferno dragon just to funnel on this far left side. Tesla Fort is really early triggered to make sure those heroes can take it out nice and early. And then we have this blimp flying across to make sure that this town hall is going down as well.
Yeah, nice Warden ability, catching all of the dragons and balloons as they move in, but obviously the battle blimp as it sails across as well. Town Hall is secured at this stage. You can see the tornado trap over there next to the Town Hall, so knows he does not have to deal with that. And a clone spell as well, Itsu, over the top of that multi-target Inferno, but the balloons will continue to move across to this right-hand side. Maybe he hoped for a little bit more stronger push in towards that scatter shot, though.
Yeah, that's right, but on the other side, the majority of heroes are taken down. Only the Skelly on this far left side can actually be a big threat to the Royal Champion. On the other hand, though, we have two back-end expos, so we know those expos with the new level, they can really wreck those heroes easily. There are a lot of troops still left. He has to use freeze to make sure this Inferno Tower has no chance to deal any damage to the back-end hero part. And those troops are closing in quickly, but the back-end expos, as I said, they're dealing a lot of damage to make the life as hard as possible. And there's some rocket loons, Judo.
Oh, the Royal Champion goes down due to the rocket balloons. I don't think he expected that in the slightest. Obviously, would have been nice to take out that clan castle earlier on. And it still kind of looked promising moving down to the last stages of the attack. But the Archer Queen and her ability could get to the buildings here. It's whether she can get through the Expo and the Battle Builder Hut. She should be able to do that without attracting fire from the King. But let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, like with this opening, the Queen can actually reach into the base, and she can reach everything, I think, from this one corner. Now she's going inside. The Unicorn is doing a great job keeping her alive. The Expo is firing away, but the Queen still with her ability. I think this is looking good, even with this King hopping over. I think that should be no problem. Queen ability is getting popped, and archers are tanking for the Queen and Judo. This is the first 3-star of this match. And, well, that's a good start for Vatang, and PSW should take this down in the last 15 seconds without any problems. It should go down, and this is 3 stars. Nicely done.
A bit closer than he might have liked, but hey, starting with a 3-star is exactly what they would have wanted, what any team wants, let's be honest. But with a team like Vatang, with their experience to fire into this qualifier with a 3-star and really put the pressure on the Brazilian newcomers is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, you're right. You have to always remember that Vatang is a really experienced team. They have been in the community for pretty much ever. They really have a lot of veterans on their team. People which can handle really nicely out of the pressure. And we saw exactly that. And now it's up to Gensan how they can handle the pressure. And this is starting off with the Queen George Lalo. We have a jump spell on this one as well. An interesting setup of a base with all those Expos with the scatter in line. And then the 2 Inferno Towers in the core. So let's take a look and maybe learn something on the approach, how this Queen George Lalo is getting started, and if this Queen is actually going to the right direction. I feel like he wants to have the Queen to the bottom side. Is she going to do that, or is she going for the air defense? And yes, she is going for the Archer Tower, exactly how he planned out this pathing, and now the wall break to get further into this base.
Yeah, looks very calm at the moment, doesn't he, on the camera? This is his favorite strategy, the Queen Charge Lava Loon, and he said the reason he has kept playing Clash of Clans all of these years is he likes to find new ways to 3-stars. So maybe he has a little trick up his sleeve here, but so far looking relatively standard in terms of the Queen Charge Lalo, just walking around from that town hall, making sure that he can strip apart all of the buildings next to it. Still has that jump spell. Rocket Loons come out a little bit late on the freeze there, Itsu, but does manage to preserve the, or I was going to say preserve the Queen's ability, does have to use it, but thankfully she survives.
Yeah, we see so many Queens dying to this clan castle, so using the ability early sometimes is nice, but at the same time the single Inferno Tower is there, using the invisibility spell right in time. Now it's only one freeze left to protect against this single Inferno Tower. Is the Queen going for the single Inferno Tower soon? Not yet. And we have now Royal Champion clearing out the bottom side. But wait a second. That Eagle and the Multi-Inferno Tower is still staying up. So is this going to be enough? Timer should go down to the blimp, to those sneaky goblins which were inside. And now the Lalo is about to get started from the top right side. There we go. This Queen under a lot of fire. I don't know how long she's going to make that.
Yeah, he used every single spell on her, that rage spell, keeping her alive through these 2 expos, definitely helping out. Like you said, that multi-target Inferno proving a little bit of a difficulty, but it will go down. Queen is going to be able to take the Wizard Tower across to that left-hand side, meaning the Scatter Shot is the final bit of splash. The balloons approach in separate groups, so it should fall. 50 seconds left, Itsu. He still has 1 balloon and should be okay here.
Yeah, the Archer Towers are getting tanked nicely from this Queen, and she's not going to drop anytime soon because those healers are keeping her alive. She's switching the wall because that's what she's liking to do. At the same time, this back-end air defense, he has 1 loon left, which he can place on the back-end air defense as soon as the loons are tanking. But with all of those minions coming around, we have another freeze on our hands. Gensan is showing that they are not falling under the pressure which Vatang put up against them. It's only those 3 buildings on the left side which is left in this match. Now this is a beautiful Queen Charge Lalo. Really nicely reacted to the clan castle. Keeping his queen alive was the key to success in this one.
It certainly was. And one thing I would like to say is you've seen the amount of pressure on that attack. When the rocket balloons came out, yes, he was a little bit late, but he held it together very nicely. And I think that's an important thing to show to us that, like you said, they are ready. They're not going to let this impact them, and it's easy to crumble under the pressure in situations like that, but he held it together very well, making sure we are still tied up after the first round of attacks.
Especially kind of looked like that he was playing on a phone, and having this control on the phone, I don't know how this is possible. So it's always so impressive. This is more like looking like a tablet attack because he's looking to the bottom, so he's not holding his phone in his hands. But hey, let's see. We have the Tang coming in again with this Dragon and Dragon Rider combination. The first one already was incredibly close, so let's see if this one is maybe a little bit more decisive in finishing off the base, or maybe getting the first 2-star. Let's see. Queen is in. Queen is doing the first funneling. Then we have those dragons starting soon. Can you already spot that? Okay, never mind. The dragons are starting in from the top left side. Then, not sure yet where this blimp is coming in.
Yeah, perhaps he's going to send it all of the way through the base, through that middle area, use the Grand Warden ability. That's what it looks like at the moment, I would think. You can see how much this attack means to him. 42.9% in the monthly pre-qualifiers in terms of his hit rate. Oh, I thought he might have used the Warden ability there as all of the air traps popped, but saved onto it to make sure that Battle Blimp gets all of the way through as it does. Freezes the air sweep. It was actually a little bit late, but it does not matter because the Town Hall will fall, and a nice clone spell to push the balloons past the Giga Bomb and towards those defenses behind it.
Yeah, really good clone to take down this Expo, but this is a huge investment regarding the spell. So yeah, still an Expo, Scatter Shot. The Warden on defense is an incredible big threat. At the same time, the King has still his ability left. The Royal Champion is not even deployed yet. The Nether Trap was on the wrong side of the Town Hall, so not having too much impact, and now the Royal Champ is coming in from the different side. She's dodging so far the Scatter Shot, and this could be bad for him. He has 1 freeze left, but the King ability, can this King ability maybe save his day? Now the first freeze, or the last freeze, and this is, I think he's already looking happy. For me, it's still looking a bit close.
It certainly is. He used that free spell on the defending hero. He is smiling and laughing away. But like you said, I think it is a close one. Maybe he knew all along that his queen and that unicorn was going to be safe, because he is laughing for days with the second 3-star for Vatang. 3 stars to start out this war. And again, a little bit close down towards the end, but as we always say, a 3-star is a 3, Itsu, and that is exactly what you need.
Yeah, and I just love the reaction of the player, right? He was so excited, smiling as he way earlier than we are obviously like saw it, but he was already excited as he was approaching the last couple of defenses, knowing it's going to be a 3-star. And as you said, you just saw how much this 3-star meant to him, and this means the pressure is like they're still building this pressure, and Gensan has to just keep following them, following the lead which so far Vatang is putting up. And this match with 3-star stalling, this is looking like a high-scoring one, but we have the next attack in, and this one is going to be a Pekka smash with bats. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one.
It certainly is. This is his favorite attack strategy, and Edu said he wants to play Tribe, which obviously they would if they win this matchup. And the reason he wants to play Tribe is he remembers the rivalry with yourself in that lineup, Itsu, against INTZ, the Brazilian team in 2019. So let's see if he can carry his team through to that area. Using the Grand Warden walk up towards the 12 o'clock area, places the jump nice and early to make sure it's in, and it's not going to complicate things as the Pekka move in. Nice and quick, I would say, here in terms of time. Finds a Tesla farm up by that Eagle, but should be able to shred through that pretty quickly.
Yeah, especially those Pekka and the Queen are helping quite a bit for that, but I think I already lost every single Super Wizard so far. And this is, well, a little bit of a problem, especially if there's maybe a Hound in the clan castle, and that's exactly what is happening, because those Super Wizards are normally so good in taking down the Lava Hound. Now everything is relying on the Queen, and the Queen is even getting targeted by the Expo, which is not good news for him. Town Hall is... Wait a second. I think that... No, the tower did not go down.
Oh my goodness. I seen the blimp come in, and then I was focused up to the top of the base as well, with you mentioning those Super Wizards. So from bad to worse here. He's got the bat spells, but let's be real, the bats cannot take the Town Hall when it's full health. So he's going to use them to try and mitigate damage, take out these defenses, force the Royal Champion to that area. I think he might have wanted to use the bats on the right-hand side, perhaps. But in all honesty, if he's had the Super Wizards, it wouldn't have looked too bad. It looks like he's just about going to secure that Town Hall, but the bats will now be so vulnerable to the scatter shot and the Wizard Tower.
Yeah, good save, like using those bats to funnel the Royal Champion into the Town Hall, so really nicely done. But yeah, like as soon as you see one of those blimps, typically you know already, as soon as the blimp is reaching the Town Hall, it should actually take down the Town Hall. But apparently, I think there was a really nicely placed tornado trap, which is causing this attack to finish up like in the high, maybe like around about 90%-ish, which is like not the worst. But take a look at the score so far from the Tang. Obviously, he's not feeling happy about that one. But still, with around 90%, he should have still a decent percentage coming into the last couple of attacks, like the middle attacks, the middle part of this match. And it's even going to be a 91% 2-star. But yeah, this blimp bait paid off huge for Vatang.
It certainly did. I mean, anything above 90% does tend to be around about the margin that you want to hit, but obviously you need to be ahead of your opponent, and it doesn't matter how high the percentage. If you're behind on stars, that is the initial factor. Stars determine the war, and percentage only kicks in if stars are equal. So at each stage, after 2 rounds of attacks, you'd always like to be in the lead. It doesn't matter whether you get a high percentage. If you are behind, the pressure is on.
That's right. Like having always the lead is always putting up the pressure on the enemy team, and it's like for you it's way more relaxed. You don't feel like, okay, we have to keep pressuring, we have to keep like following whatever the enemies are putting up. So that's just like the mindset wise is always nice to have. And we have actually another Pekka smash, but this time without any bats on this one. Eureka is coming in, and after Vatang using twice dragons, they're now coming in with those Pekka smash attacks. And this is classic, a really good approach, like team-wise, using the easier strategies in the beginning, which is typically those dragon attacks, where you have most of the time only to choose the angle, like the flank where you're coming from, and then later on you can use those more complicated attacks, like Pekka smash, where you have to sort of like to funnel everything, Lalo attacks, things like that in general. Now we have Eureka finishing with the Warden Walk, Getting slowly into the base with this smash. Are those super wizards going inside? And maybe they're surviving a little bit longer than the last attack.
Yeah, I'm just keeping my eyes on them. I guess I should keep my eyes on that battle blimp as well. But the Super Wizards have actually walked to the outside of the base here. Let's see what he can do. The Tornado Trap is there. Look at all of the red air bombs. And it's going to pop out of the way of the Town Hall. He does have sneaky goblins. Does he have an invisibility or anything? He doesn't. So will they be able to get it? They should be able to. There's no storages in that area to distract them. Town Hall falls. But as we take a look down to the bottom of the base, you see he's now having to send in the Royal Champion. Still has a jump spell for that top area. I think it's a little bit close to call right here. He's losing a lot of the troops down the bottom.
Yeah, the jump spell was really late, which is causing all of the troops going down. But with this jump spell now, everything is following up now. The Queen is still healthy. Another Rage is leading everything into the back end. The Royal Champion is coming in as well. Queen ability and Royal Champion ability still left. And Judah, I think this is looking really good for him. The Tessa farm is getting overwhelmed by all of those defenses. And take a look at those healers. Those Pekka, they just can't die. They're not losing any hit points whatsoever. And this base, so far at least, looks crushed. Only the Single Inferno Tower maybe has a chance of finishing the hopes of Eureka and the attacker of the Tang.
Like you said, he still has those hero abilities. I thought it was looking a little bit scary when everything was moving down to the south, but they redirected. Healers still on the Pekka, tanking away. Royal Champion not quite able to get that single target Inferno, but all of the troops converge to it. Has that Queen ability. Another 3-star for Vatang, and they are looking strong here. Moving into the final monthly qualifier. Vatang have made it to every final that we have had in the World Championship so far, 2019 and 2020. So perhaps they will be grabbing their last chance at a golden ticket.
Yeah, this is indeed the last chance if you're not already having a silver ticket or a wildcard silver ticket. So everything is on the line for those teams. And well, Vatang, some of the communities already said, I think Eric mentioned this in one of his videos, that Vatang is one of the candidates of winning this golden ticket. They have looked incredible during the last couple of weeks in community leagues, in the pre-qualifier. And now we have the next attacker. This time we have the Dragon attack as well. And he is playing on the phone as well.
Yeah, doesn't want to show you his facial reactions. Pure poker player here, Pedro, but you see the rocket balloons able to snipe off that air defense next to the Town Hall. Always nice to get those down, and it should give him a bit of an easier ride in towards that area. Obviously, you see the dragons moving on in, battle blimp selected, but let's see how many of them do end up going over the Town Hall and that Giga Poison.
Yeah, that's always the big question. Like, they're really close to the Town Hall. The NATO is there as well. Be careful. We already saw the Town Hall not going down with the NATO placed around the Town Hall. But take a look at that Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon with those loons is beaming away on this Town Hall. And so far, those dragons split up really, really badly, I would guess, because some of them are at the bottom side. Some of them somehow turn up to be at the top side. And this Inferno Tower in the core is completely getting skipped. Is this going to be a big problem now is the question, though.
Oh, I thought that one Dragon Rider might have moved across to the left, but the Arch Tower did pull it around away from that multi-target Inferno. So like you said, it's a little bit tricky here. Where does he send the Royal Champion? He could send her direct towards that, but normally you want to sideswipe the base in a way. I feel like, oh, the Royal Champion's already in play. I didn't actually see that, Itsu, so my bad. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah, the Royal Champion already tried to fund everything at the top, and I think this attack is showing perfectly that, like, what happened with the last balance changes. So we really have to master those dragon attacks to make sure that they're working now. And even the attackers of Vatang, which are really skilled with this strategy, we're kind of struggling a little bit. Only Hero survived earlier today, and this one is going to finish off with 3 buildings at least remaining. The Dragon is getting targeted at the top side, and we can see the HP. Okay, this is not a lot of HP, and this Eagle is going to end the life of the Dragon, which means around about 95% is going to be the finish blow on this base. And, well, we have slowly but surely Vatang coming out on top because they are already 2 stars in the lead. And this, at this stage, I feel like it's really, really getting to the nerves of the players. We just saw the reaction. He was really, like, a bit shocked watching his phone, and this is always like the the problematic thing if you like did an attack and you don't really know what you could have done different, what you could have done better, because how should you learn for your next attack, or like the next attack of your teammate? And well, this might get into the head of them, but so far Vatang is looking incredibly strong.
Yeah, 2 attacks remaining, and they are 2 stars ahead, essentially. So a very good position for them. They have Diff, another very experienced player. And when he was giving advice, when we asked him prior to this competition, he said to all of the players out there, don't get stressed, just have fun. So if he can do it in a situation like this, then I'm sure you can as well. You notice the Grand Warden just slowly starting out towards the left-hand side. Scatter shot selected, and that does appear to be the building he is focusing on right now.
Yeah, it really looks like that, going for that one, but he already has 30 seconds taken to take down the Dark Elixir storage, which is quite a bit. In addition to that, he has chosen to use the Unicorn with this Warden, which means you want to have the Owl on the Queen. The reasoning, the thinking behind that is, first off, you don't want to use the Owl early, and the next one, even though the Owl cannot trigger any air traps, she can still tank them, and this is pretty much giving you an extra life on your healers, which is really beneficial going into the base and having your healers survive. We saw earlier already how much impact those healers can have on the back end with those Pekka surviving and them non-setting getting healed up. Scatter finally down, and it's already over 1 minute, which has passed, so he should get started soon.
Yeah, notice he has that one archer over to the right-hand side of the base. Just try and speed things up a little bit whilst you can pick up any of the buildings over there. Always helpful, but now it's getting very close on time, Itsu. We are 1 minute 30 in. He has deployed the Queen, but this is definitely late in terms of a Pekka smash. Now, with the experience of Div, I'm sure he expects to be able to push through the base, but we have to be keeping an eye on time because there is still a lot of base left to go.
Yeah, that's right, but so far the funnel on the right looks good. The top side looks really good, like those troops are walking in. There's not too many giant bombs. Oh, would have just mentioned that, but at least the Super Woozes are surviving, which is crucial, because take a look at this Hound now. As soon as he's raging, come on, please rage, just to make sure that... Please, rage! I was just about to mention how quick the sound can pop, but yeah, he is not to plan to rage somehow. This means it took a bit longer, but now those Hog Rides are coming in, and the second jump is already in place as well.
40 seconds as they close on in down to the bottom of the base. He has more than 40% left to go. We see the Town Hall still up, but he's got the Archer Queen closing on into that area. You see the defending Queen now getting to work as well. With 20 seconds, this is going to be a lower percentage 2-star for Vatang, irrespective of how much is left up. He's obviously just ran out of time as well, and he's running out of DPS. So this is the defense that Gensan need in order to try and come back, because this will pull Vatang's average percentage down significantly, Itsu.
That's right, and this means a tie on stars is already enough to give them the win. So instead of having maybe now to get like 1 star ahead, like a star lead, they can just go for a tie. They can just go for the percentage win at the end, but obviously they have to get those 3 stars in. They have to go 2 out of 2 now to give themselves the chance of coming back. So Vatang's still in the lead, obviously, but this defense is giving them the possibility, the hope of coming back. And as we has mentioned already quite often over the qualifiers, always, you want to get into the playoffs, into the finals pretty much, over the upper bracket. This is giving you so much more power, and so far, it has always been helpful for the top teams to get then in the finals and having the second life. But now, let's get into the next attack, and we have, oh, let's go, a mass Hog Rider with the Skelly Donut. Let's go.
Yep. 17 sneaky goblins as well, Itsu. So just looking to pick off the storages around near that town hall and then send the sneaky goblins in there. Let's take a look at this Skelly Donut, though. We do have the clan castle, and presumably I mean, the multi-target Inferno in that center of the base as well is going to be the target. Rage Spell is in with the Skellies. There is the invisibility, and we will see the other invisibility spells continuing to come on in to make sure the skeletons can take down the multi and the clan castle.
Really nicely done. But wait a second, can this clan castle go down as well? Yes, it is. Wonderful Skelly donut right there. Now the sneaky goblins for the town hall as well to make sure that is going down. This so far is looking like a really solid entry. Then we are going to see later on the hero part, most likely from the left side, already funneling on the left side with those sneakies. Triggering a couple of traps around the town, which is nice because you can take those out later, like the skeleton traps, with your heroes. And there's the king, there's the wall break starting. The queen as well. Is he going to add the warden? Most likely not, because you want to have those hog riders inside the warden aura. This king push needs to take down the scatter. Freeze is needed, but this push so far, except that, is looking good. Is this enough value though?
Yeah, let's see what they get. You notice the sneaky goblins moving into the town hall. Look at the dexterity on his fingers, just constantly swiping through the troops. I love the fact that we can see the iPad there as well. But Hog Riders moving in from the left-hand side, like you said, with that Grand Warden. Still has the Battle Blimp, which is probably coming into the north. There we have it for the Scattershot. Hog Riders getting flung off the map left, right, and center. This could be dangerous, although he does still have a bunch of the hero abilities left over.
Great warden ability to protect all of those hog riders against the giant bombs, which are at the top side. The queen, even though, is still alive. The top king, the top hero, went down, and only the back end expos are at this point the big problem to him. Yes, one freeze, one invisibility spell still left, which he can invest for this Royal Champion. Wait a second, is this going to be enough power for the back? And we have the freeze coming in. The hog riders are helping, but there are no more spring traps. The Royal Champion with their ability. Judo, I think we have seen our first mass hardware 3-star of this qualifier.
It looks very good, doesn't it? Finally can just roll up his sleeves, make sure that nothing goes wrong for these final couple of seconds. RC ability moving through, still has that invisibility, and 2 Hog Riders he can use once those defenses are tanked as well. 30 seconds left over. We've still got a couple of Yetis just moving their way across, but they will not be needed. There we have the 3 stars, and that is exactly what they needed after that defense to Vatang. They are still in the running here, but Vatang up next could 3-star and pretty much end their hopes of a comeback.
That's right. Vatang is going to get the 3-star. This match is done. They're going to win, and they're going to move on, and they're going to play against Tri. But if this next one is going to be a defense, there is the chance of the comeback. There is the hope of the comeback. We are going to be excited if this is going to be the case. Vatang has everything in their own hands. But we have seen this quite a bit recently, that teams with everything in their hands, having everything under control, sometimes are throwing away their lead. So we're going to wait for that one. I cannot wait. It's going to be so exciting. What strategy is it going to be? It is going to be a Queen Charge Lado. That's the Lensloader special. So let's take a look. No jump spell, which I love. I feel like the jump is, for good Queen Chargers, the jump most of the time is not really needed. And let's see if he can showcase that on this specific base. He has the opening around the defending warden and the scatter entry over there as well. So, I cannot wait.
The pressure and the amount that is on this attack. As you hinted, Lensloader's favorite strategy does utilize the Queen Charge. And he said he has kept playing Clash of Clans due to the excitement he gets when he 3-stars. So I can't imagine what the excitement would be after this 3-star. It is a 3-star, obviously, but the Queen Charge looking relatively good so far. Obviously holding on to those super wall breakers, just bypasses the scatter shot to open up that compartment, which is huge because he really needs to use them wisely. Has broken into the 6 o'clock area with the king, which will allow the pathing of the next wall breaker to help out the queen again.
Yeah, this Tesla farm is really nicely cleared with this king. The question, though, is, with all of those ground skeletons, take a look at that. So many ground skeletons. Is he going to get that compartment? That's the big question. He has freezes, obviously, which he can use if he wants to. But so far, the charge looks awesome. He has another wall break to even get into the expo compartment to take down the multi-inflator as well. So this charge so far is looking incredible. Lalo is starting now at 1 minute and 30 seconds and even has the Slammer still to deploy. So I would say so far, this Queen Charge, this attack, this Lalo looks really promising.
Yeah, using the invisibility on the Royal Champion. A nice touch there as well, because now that she is behind the lava loon, she shouldn't really have as much firepower on her. There is that wall break, just gets past these spring traps to allow the Queen in towards the center. Huge that. But the Royal Champion is there anyways. Itsu, he has 2 freeze spells. He's got the Queen ability.
Wow.
It looks so good right now for Lensloader to win this war for the Tang.
Yeah, I said the Lensloader special, and that's how things look like, really. Like, this Queen Charge was so clean. You can see the excitement. He is really, really happy about this attack, and take a look at this overkill. Like, this is just incredible. This is how things should look like. Really nicely done. And this makes sure that Vatang is going to get into the next round, because they are having 14 stars. And this is 1 star too much for Gensan to come back from. Let's see, they have 1 more attack. We're going to see Gensan play 1 more time, obviously, later today. But you want to finish this match with 3 stars, because this would keep your momentum high, considering that you just lost. But still, like, going head high into the next match would be something really important.
Absolutely, especially after the impressive Hog Rider attack we've seen from them in their previous attack. And let's be honest, if they 3-star here, that's 13 stars and a very high average destruction. That would be enough to win a lot of wars in this situation, because, you know, it is tough to put up 14, maybe even 15 stars. So often 13 stars appears to be the benchmark. Any more than that and you are looking good, but it always comes down to the smallest margins. Vatang, we know their experience. That's why they're able to put up such high scoring wars, and they will be moving on to face Tribe Gaming. But like you said, this next attack is important for Gensan, because they will move down to the lower bracket, and they want to move into that matchup with as much confidence as possible.
That's right, and the strategy to do so is going to be a Pekka smash. He has 1 Yeti in there as well, removing 1 Witch from this army composition, starting things off with a Warden Walk. And, well, this air defense has to go down to make sure that he can place the healers, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. And with this start, this is telling us already, and he's trying to get into this eagle compartment. He has 2 jumps, which means he's going to finish things off, hopefully finishing things off with this siege barracks, because we see sometimes the lock launchers, sometimes the siege barracks. I don't know, like, I don't know if he's like stressed or something, but he's really having a lot of fun during this Warden Walk, because he can't do that much right now.
Yeah, just cracking the neck, making sure he is indeed ready. Like you said, entering in from the left-hand side, I think it's interesting that he has used the siege barracks and opted for the 2 jump spells, because the log launcher would arguably get him right all the way through, maybe even just needing the 1 jump spell, but feels that funneling with the siege barracks up towards the north of the base is more important. As you see the Pekka moving in from that bottom area alongside the king, everything trying to synchronize together to force the main pack through that jump spell and in towards the 2 multis.
Yeah, so far I think he has done a great job, but at the same time the Queen is not really giving away those healers. Those Pekka now have to jump into the core without this healing power. Now slowly the healers are switching. The first Black Man already hitting, the second Black Man is getting blocked. Really nice reaction right there from him. Second jump is in place, but can he push through another Black Man, which is still getting blocked from the vulnerability? Hog Riders and the Royal Champ is in from the top side. But with 1 more Rage and 1 more Freeze, I think the power to get the Town Hall should be enough. But the question is the Town Hall Poison going to finish off his dreams? And, well, are the ground skeletons going to be a problem?
I think that Royal Champion might come in clutch here. You see the Hog Riders did a huge job up towards the top, trying to save that Queen ability as well, but does indeed pop it to try and get the Town Hall, force the Royal Champion around, still has that ability and a free spell, couple of clean-up troops. So as he moves in towards the end here, just all that preparation at the start, Itsu, getting him hyped up for this attack. is going to be enough for him to get the 3-star, but not for the victory. It will be Vatang moving into the next round.
Yes, and at the end, still with the swag on the clan car, so maybe this is giving him some confidence and his team for the next match, that the Tang is going to come out